It was a peaceful evening in Montecito, where Meghan Markle and Prince Harry had built a sanctuary for their growing family. The sprawling estate, surrounded by lush gardens and towering trees, had always felt like the perfect escape from the pressures of public life. That night, the cool breeze coming off the ocean carried with it the soft rustle of leaves and the distant call of birds, a picture of tranquility. But soon, that serenity would be shattered. Meghan was upstairs, reading a bedtime story to their daughter, while Harry worked in his study. The faint smell of smoke began to seep into the house, unnoticed at first. It wasn't until the wind picked up, rattling the windows and carrying the scent deeper into the rooms, that Meghan paused. She glanced out of the nursery window and saw a faint orange glow flickering in the distance. Her heart sank. "Harry!" she called out, keeping her voice steady but firm as she walked down the hallway. "Can you come here for a moment?" Harry appeared a moment later, his expression shifting from curiosity to concern as he followed her gaze out of the window. Without a word, he pulled out his phone and checked the emergency alerts. His jaw tightened as he read the news. A wildfire, fueled by unrelenting winds, was spreading rapidly through the hills of Montecito. Evacuation orders had already been issued for several nearby areas, and their home was directly in the fire's projected path. "We have to leave, now," Harry said, his tone decisive. Meghan nodded, her instincts as a mother kicking in immediately. She rushed back to the nursery, scooping up their daughter, while Harry headed to Archie's room. The little boy had already been woken by the commotion and was rubbing his sleepy eyes as his father entered. "Daddy, what's happening?" Archie asked, his small voice trembling. "We're going on an adventure, mate," Harry said with a reassuring smile, though his eyes betrayed his urgency. "But we have to move quickly, okay?" Downstairs, Meghan was gathering essentials, important documents, cherished family photos, clothes, and necessities for the children. Despite the mounting tension, she moved methodically, ensuring nothing vital was left behind. Meanwhile, Harry coordinated with their staff to prepare the vehicles and ensure everyone could evacuate safely. Outside, the situation was becoming more dire by the minute. The air was thick with smoke, and ash began to fall like snow, blanketing the garden and driveway in a pale, ghostly layer. The once distant crackling sound of the fire was now unmistakable, a constant reminder of the approaching danger. The orange glow on the horizon had transformed into a menacing wall of flames, casting eerie shadows across the landscape. As they loaded the last of their belongings into the SUV, a frantic knock echoed at their gate. It was one of their neighbors, warning that the fire had jumped a nearby ridge and was moving faster than expected. The neighbor's voice trembled as she explained that her family was trapped without transportation. Without hesitation, Harry invited them to follow their convoy to safety, offering seats in one of the staff vehicles for those who needed it. With the children securely strapped in and Meghan holding their daughter close, Harry took the driver's seat. His hands gripped the wheel tightly as he navigated the winding roads out of Montecito. The drive, normally scenic and serene, was now a gauntlet of thick smoke and falling embers. Visibility was poor, and the wind whipped debris across the road, making every turn feel perilous. As they approached the main highway, traffic slowed to a crawl. Dozens of other families were attempting to evacuate, their cars packed with whatever they could salvage. The flames seemed to inch closer with every passing moment, their heat palpable even through the closed windows. Meghan kept her voice calm, whispering soothing words to the children as they clung to her, frightened but trusting in their parents to protect them. After what felt like hours, they reached the designated evacuation center. The family was greeted by emergency workers who provided blankets, water, and a safe place to rest. Exhausted but relieved, they settled into a quiet corner, holding each other close as the reality of what they had just endured began to sink in. Their home, their sanctuary, might not survive the night, but they were together, and that was what mattered most. The following morning, As the fire continued to rage, Meghan and Harry turned their attention to helping others. They began coordinating with local charities, using their platform to raise awareness and funds for those who had lost everything. Despite their own uncertainty, their focus remained on the community, ensuring that displaced families had the resources they needed to begin rebuilding. For Meghan and Harry, the wildfire was a stark reminder of life's fragility, but it also reaffirmed their commitment to one another and to the causes they cared about most. The experience left an indelible mark, but it also strengthened their resolve to be a source of hope and support for those in need. Together, they faced the fire, and together they would rise from the ashes,